Okay, Crystal Palace, Sheffield United. This particular game on here had just a couple of incidents on there that we wanted to talk about. One was the Bulldog second yellow.
That wasn't given.
It wasn't given.
Yeah.
Now, there's something I'm going to come on a bit later of what Mark Clattenburg speaks about, which is you can have another foul without getting a second yellow. It doesn't mean that the next one is one, but this was a yellow card.
This was a reckless
on its
challenge.
own. It was, yeah.
It's a reckless challenge. It's a cautionable offence.
Yeah.
So he got away with it. It's not the ideal view, again, for the referee.
He's down the line.
Because he can't be wide of that. He's probably got bodies.
He has, and he's down the line. He's way away from the assistant on that one.
Yeah.
The other one as well. So he actually gives a red card. So we've got the monitor in action here, correctly so used to downgrade a red to a yellow. Well, that was his initial view, and I can see 100% why that's gone red.
In fairness, I could, and I think look. First of all, the credit is the referee in a selling position?
Yeah.
He was.
Yes.
And he was in a great position, as we can see, looking in, and he's got a view of it, and you've got one chance.
Yeah.
This is why VAR's brought in.
Yeah.
To be able to say, look, let's review it. And how pleasing to see the referee decide, look, you've given a red, I want to have a look if I'm going to change it. And he took his time. He was left alone, so the process was good.
Yeah.
He came back. I like the idea. He's pulled the red card out. He said no. Everybody knew then
he's dead
that
clear.
it was yellow.
Red card.
And rightly,
yellow.
He received praise.
Yeah, he did.
This is a guy who's, look, he's an experienced referee. He's a good referee. Mm-hmm. And I think that he's learning the craft on the Premier League. He's getting established. He's establishing himself nicely. Mm. These are the challenging ones, and you say, how are you going to deal with it? I thought he dealt with it superbly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued on how far he's going to go, because you can see him learning from game to game. So the more he gets, the more he's learning, and progressing from there. So well done, Andy Madley, on that one. This particular one on here, there was two things I wanted to highlight, a positive and a not. So I'm going to start with the not, which is when the keeper punches the Villa player.
Nearly knocks his head off.
Now, I think a bit of body language, because at first he doesn't go down and then he goes down. But I don't get how that's not a foul. If you've missed the ball and you've punched a player, I get it's not a yellow or a red. There's no intent there, or is it? Because it is reckless.
Well, you've got a duty of care here. You've got a duty of care that when he's challenging for the ball, he's not going to necessarily injure his opponent deliberately.
Yeah.
So he's missed the ball miles, and he's punched his opponent. He's at risk here.
I think it was a pen. I thought pen at the time, and I'm still thinking a pen on that one. Yeah. But I want to do some praise though, and this is something I spotted straight away, and I thought, you know what, please somebody mention this. This is the Aki goal, okay? Yeah. Now, that's close, that ball's coming in, and that's already close, and obviously this player's stayed in on there. But it's not that. If you look down here at Adam Nunn, he's got the sun, and it's low over that stand. It's very low on that stand, so it's coming straight into him. So he's got this, and he's still got this decision absolutely spot on. I can't praise Adam Nunn for that. I mean, it was Adam Nunn and Gary Bezic that was on that game. Yeah. And my praise for him is got to be extensive, because that's a hard decision looking into the sun.
I think, we've got some top-class assistant referees. There's no question about that. And it says to me, if we go back to where they use the lines and all the nonsense that exists, we have got skilled AVARs in the room. They don't need the line. They can actually look at, as we can, at a clip like this and say, he's onside. Yeah. We don't need to draw lines.
No, that's spot on. That was really good. Watford Everton, the main incident was that Fabian Delph got a second yellow card. The first one was really easy, it was reckless, that's done at speed, he's got his leg wrapped up, there's no doubts about that one. Now this one, I'm going to go to Mark Clattenburg, because on BT Sport, this is where he turns around and says, your next foul isn't necessarily another yellow card, because you're on there.
Yeah.
If you've got 3 little niggles before you get your first yellow, why can't you have 3 more niggles before the next one? But on this one, the assistant on here is really giving this. So for anybody who's watching, when your assistant's really flagging that you are going for a card,
well, you're shutting down the options for the referee.
Yeah.
And I take the point what you're saying. Every challenge is not necessarily a foul, or it can be careless, reckless, or it can excessively force. To be a second yellow, it has to be a reckless challenge, like the first one. A reckless challenge. 2 recklesses make a red. So in that instance, I see exactly what Mark is saying. That a vigorous flag is saying to everybody, it's red. And you've put the referee in jail. You've closed off his options to say, look, calm down.
I can talk about this and get out of it.
I see exactly where he's coming. And of course, I mean, I think Craig Pawson is currently in form. I think he's got fitter, he's performing. I've always liked his decision-making process. And he's a guy who doesn't jump for cards. And he may well have had the opportunity to say, look, don't do it again. And I think that option's been taken away from
him on that one. So, and because it's a second yellow, there's no appeal. So
but a good point.
He misses a game. So.
Good point.
Leicester Chelsea, there was literally the decision. Now, one of the things, this is Lee Mason, and I just wanted to point this out. So, because Lee Mason, this incident's here. Okay. And Lee Mason is here looking into it. And I often speak, especially to new referees, about the extra 5 yards. And by him going to that extra 5 yards, he's got a great angle on this. Waves it away. VAR backs him up on this particular one. It's more knees and feet coming together from both points of view on here. But Lee's changed this in his game. And I really hope he continues to do this. He's had enough time to, but he just seems to be really, really at it at the moment. Give or take a couple of games, but he seems to be getting better games.
Well, he might be on the at one stage after thinking your career's over, and he might be thinking that, and suddenly he's looking at an extra year, so I'll start putting the effort in. My concern here is that yes, it is a coming together. There was an exaggeration by the player.
Abrahams, he flips himself.
And that doesn't help the referee. And I think generally, and I generalise in football, I think we're all getting a bit fed up with players going to ground too easily. And getting away with it. And, you know, I was in Northern Ireland a couple of days ago, and this was to the fore. This whole act of we're seeing players cheating, diving. And I'd just like to see it stopped, and the only way I think we're going to see it stop is to do what Scotland have done, retrospective punishment.
Well, you've said that. If I go back to, which game is it? It's this one. The Palace and Sheffield United. Tompkins for Palace goes down trying to get Billy Sharp sent off.
Correct.
And there was nothing in it.
No.
There was 0 in it, and it looked shocking when you're watching it back and you think, hang on, you were blatantly cheating against a fellow professional to get them sent off. That's not the game.
No.
That's not the game.
I just think that, you know, in the past it was in Europe, and I used to see it as a FIFA referee regularly and deal with it. It then creeped in. Even on my watch it was a problem. And I raised that with the managers of the Premier League clubs, sat around a table and said, look, these are areas where as referees we're going to get it wrong. Because the accuracy and the skill of the player to hide an act of simulation is something that is difficult in a match situation. VAR, I hope, was going to bring in and cover that aspect. It doesn't within the...
At the moment.
See,
my thing is, you're setting up for 11v11. We'll go out with the intention that 11v11 will finish the game, and you've got to beat them fair and square. Stop all this cheat. I'll carry on because it.
Well, it's like the surrounding of the referee, isn't it?
Just to get that
it's in
influence.
That same. Put the referee under pressure. And a good referee is never under pressure.
No.
That's why Mike Dean's a good game. A good referee, he just smiles, doesn't he? He smiles. The pressure comes, and he goes, fine.
And that's it. So this particular one, this was another positive. This is Martin Atkinson. There wasn't too much to talk about regards Newcastle and Norwich.
Yeah, but can I come in? Because the referee, the judgment of the referee is he kept the game flowing.
Yeah.
His decision making and his colleagues were accurate. He wins respect. They know who it is. He's an experienced referee. They get on with the game.
And that's the difference.
And that, you know, whilst some people, and I've read assessor reports in the past, this was an easy game. No game is easy. The referee, by his control, the respect over a number of years that he's earned, gains that sort of. We trust him.
Well, that's interesting that for what we're going to go on to in a second. But this particular bit on here, I watched this. Now this is a shot, a hit, a bounce, everything. And he's coming in here, and suddenly player cuts across, so he moves again, and that to me showed his experience. And I would tell anybody to watch Match of the Day on Saturday night, just to watch how he alters his game based on what's in front of him, and that shows the experience. Which is
massive amount of experience, and a fit referee. Let's not underpin the fact that, you know, he's one of the older guys. And one of the fitter ones.
He'll love you for
saying that. Well, I think that he's there on merit. He's a safe pair of hands. As someone who's sat down on a Monday to decide who the referees are for the next week, he's one that you get penciled in week in, week out. Because this season, more than any in the past, his form, his consistency, match to match, is really top class.
Spot on. That leads to that is because the fact that we haven't really pulled anything from this, and it's like you say, is about the referee. It's no surprise that we've got Michael Oliver in there, who's so good. And one of the things that I actually liked about Michael on this one was he originally disallowed the equaliser at the end, and when you see it in normal speed, I think anybody would have, but he actually misses it by literally it's an inch away from the arm, and I thought that was really good because he actually also has got that nous to wait till it's scored and then rule it out instead of doing it beforehand, and that's clever. That the Man U Wolves game, Paul Tierney again, I won't say he didn't have anything to do. I think it's just the ground is covering. He's everywhere. On every decision he was everywhere, and he got the correct yellers at the correct time.
If there's any young referee watching, right, look at the calmness of both these guys. They're calm. They give the decisions with authority. Tierney for me this season is probably the most improved referee in the group.
There is. And then you've got Chris Kavanagh, who had the Burnley Arsenal game and live as well, which was really, really good for him. And again, he's starting to get to that little edge now that says, you've put me down every Monday morning. You've just said it on there about Martin. He's starting to get to the point that he's saying, you know what, you want me to do a game, I'll go where you send me.
I mean, he's always been a good referee. I've been critical of him this season because my expectation is I want more movement out of referees. You'll see that as an underpin because I want them to achieve what Martin Atkinson achieved. Good viewing angles. That's why I make the comment. He is a good decision maker. The players respect him. This was not an easy game. Burnley Arsenal, and he came out with credit.
No, it was good. That's it. So huge thanks for watching this week and joining myself, Simon Hall, and Keith Hackett. We're on Twitter, so at Keys to Football. So if you've got any comments about what we said, if we missed an incident that you think we should have covered, then please put it in there. We will honestly we reply to as many as we possibly can. So a huge thank you, and we'll be back, I should imagine, in a couple of weeks because it is the winter break. Thank you.
Thanks.